MrShine.
Hello, hello, it's MrShine, back again for another Hearthstone arena run. It looks like the one class we have not played yet in my YouTube series is Hunter, so we will select Hunter. Let the hunt begin. Hunter, obviously hero power is very aggressive with a 2 damage to enemy hero, so I will opt to be more aggressive, more face-oriented with a Hunter probably than some of my other classes I've played before, but at the same time I will still have to worry about value. Eaglehorn Bow is a great value card. I mean, it's a little more expensive than a Fiery War Axe, but it's still pretty awesome. Ancient Mage is a joke. It just does not do much, and to get full effect it has to have 2 other minions on the board, and then another spell has to be cast while those minions are alive, so it asks too much of me. Arcane Golem is very aggressive. If I knew that this deck was super aggressive, maybe I'd think about it, but it is not as good in Arena as it is constructed, so Eaglehorn, I like bows. Gonna flex that bow. Frostwolf Warlord. Freezing Trap is a good tempo play, and again, if I'm building a constructed Hunter deck, I would consider it, but I don't think I want it here. Kill Command. This is actually really tough between these 2 minions, and in fact, I think I might go with Frostwolf Warlord. It usually is a 5/5 or a 6/6 for 5, which is pretty good. Kill Command, if I have more beasts, it can be good. Hard to say right now. 3 mana for 3 damage isn't fantastic, so I am going to go Frostwolf here. Freezing Trap, yeah, I mean, it's a tempo play, but I don't know what my deck is going to look like. Alright, interesting, interesting. All these are pretty good. Hunt Deadly Shot can be real good when you have the right situation for it. You can destroy something huge. Houndmaster is good if I have a lot of beasts. I have some beasts right here. I think I do want Unleash the Hounds. It may be nerfed to 3 mana, but it is still pretty strong. Yes. Alright, I'm going to take a 2-drop. My Wild Pyromancer, sometimes it can do other things. Hunters have a surprising amount of spells, to be honest, too, so I could get some value there. Gadgetzan, I have a surprising amount of spells, but it's not as, I guess the stats are not quite as good for it costing 5 mana, whereas of course Frostwolf Warlord is most likely going to be more than a 4/4 for 5. Young Priestess is just not worth picking in Arena when I have better options than a 3/2. My first 3/2 I will take. Yeti is the choice. Yeti is a good 4/5 for 4. Yeti is just so good. So good. Spiteful Smith is also good, but I only have that one weapon. I really only like Spiteful Smith as like a super high pick when I'm playing Rogue, or maybe Warrior if I have a whole lot of weapons. But Rogue, you always will have a weapon, so it can be really good. But Yeti. Frostwolf, meh, okay. I think I get another 2-drop that is very serviceable, even though Spiteful Smith is good. Booty Bay stats are just bad. When you look at these two, you see that the stats are just not as good. And I would rather have the HP than the attack, because Smith has a better chance of trading with multiple things. It's Zamani Berserker time. Hopefully, maybe a Smith will come at a later point when I have a better alternative. Alright, it is Ooze as well. I'm getting some good early 2-drops, which is always useful. Leper Gnome, again, better and constructed when you're not always playing mages, and you have a very, very aggressive deck. Tracking is decent, but Ooze can really help set up some early tempo, and at worst it's a 3/2 for 2. Alright, these guys are all really good. I think I have to go with the Harvest Golem though, because it is such value. It is just a great early game play, even though Loot Hoarder I do love, and Silver Knight is quite good too. But I think this is just the top pick in this situation. It is just so hard to deal with effectively without losing more mana to deal with it, because you have to deal with the 2/1 at the end. Animal Companion's the choice here too. Animal Companion is super. It really pretty much always, like each of the minions, even though you can't count on it, they're always value minions. Even the 2/4 Leak and the 4/2 Huffer, they're just quite good. Deckhand, I can't consistently get weapons, and it's a 2/1. And I talked about Kill Command before too. Alright. Well, out of these guys, I think Sea Giant is the choice. Sea Giant is usually very good in Arena because there's a lot of minions that are going back and forth. Sea Giant also has some synergy with Unleash the Hounds. In fact, I tried making a gimmick Hunter deck and constructed, which had Sea Giants in it, and sometimes it worked, but I'm not that good in constructed. Salty Sea Captain is okay, but I have enough, at least a decent amount of 3s right now that are pretty high quality, and Sea Giant is the choice. Doomsayer I'm not even going to talk about. it's just not good. You have to build a deck around it, and it's just not good. Alright, this is interesting. So all these are bad, which actually is okay because that makes me feel better about picking Timberwolf here. Normally Timberwolf is awful. I do have just a few beasts right now. Not even that many beasts, but at least Timberwolf can work well with Unleash the Hounds. Obviously that is a very common combo. Iron Mage does not do enough. It is too weak. Murloc Raider is a joke. So yeah, between these two, they're probably going to be about the same thing, but at least this one will help synergize at a later point for me if I have other beasts. So I have to think about some beast synergy. Oh boy. Well, I guess I'm just going to have to think about beast synergy because Corehound is really not good, and Magma Rager, these are just so much more expensive and they usually die very quickly. And I think I have to get another beast, yeah, Timberwolf. So it's too bad, but I will have to start thinking about beasts. I will definitely pick more Unleash the Hound more favorably if other options come up. Hey, there we go, more favorably, and I take this over Gurabashi anyways, because I don't like Gurabashi. I have had situations where it's too slow is really the problem. Unless you can self-ping it like a mage, it just takes too long to really get up, and in the meantime you spent 5 mana to drop something that only does 2 attack and something else can beat into it without taking too much damage. Alright, the series of subpar picks continue. I think that, Wisp is just laughable. Do I Geo? No, Acolyte of Pain is good, although I can't really buff it. It's kind of a tempo loss play. Although really at 3, I don't have as many cards that I want to play on 3. I would play Eaglehorn on 3, that on 3. I usually would not play these on 3, and that, so I guess I have a few. As far as 2 drops, I have these 3. I don't have any spells to synergize with the Geo. I think I'm going to get Acolyte of Pain here. These are all decent. I feel like I'm neglecting removal a little bit here. Deadly Shot is pretty decent. But maybe another 2, or maybe a Worgen Infiltrator is a better early game card. Blood Sail Raider has some synergy in this deck right now because I do have that one bow, but otherwise it's not really fantastic. I think I'm going to Worgen Infiltrator here, actually. These are all pretty good. Worgen Infiltrator is very good as a turn 1 play, at least. Set up some early board. Yeah, let's go Worgen Infiltrator. It's too late, it happened. Gone. Oh my. Oh my goodness. What do I get here? So I think Thalnos has to be eliminated, even though Thalnos is probably one of the better legendaries, to be honest, especially in Constructed, just because there's never a time where you don't want to play it. It's always useful. The card draw and the spell damage can be useful. But I have no spells really that benefit from that, and not a card I want to play on 2. Arena is just kind of a different animal. Probably the choice is Baron Geddon, because Baron Geddon immediately impacts the board and can be real nice. I will say, though, I am a fan of Deathwing. I think a lot of people don't give it enough credit, or I think maybe the cool thing is to discount Deathwing as being too situational. But if you play the game and you empty your board before turn 10 and then drop it, I mean, it usually is a game ender. But at the same time, Baron Geddon is also a huge, it can be a board clear that people don't expect. And it's aggressive, which is good for Hunter. I think that is the choice here. It is just a little better than Deathwing. Alright, Wisp is a joke. Ironbeak just does not do enough. It's too weak to die. I will take another Ooze, which is happily do so. I have 4 2s now. These are both awful, so Raging Worgen really just has to be the pick here. Even though I don't have any 6s, that's just not a card I want to play. I'm halfway through the draft, and I have more options to get something like Ogre. I think I Gnomish Inventor here. I don't have any buffs to make Farseer useful. Bluegill is aggressive. Bluegill might be better in that it's removal, but no. I don't have any other 4s, and actually Gnomish is fine with card draw. It's probably the choice is Gnomish. Okay, here we go. So I think Sunwalker is just the pick. It is just a more solid minion than these 2. Oracle, yeah, the card draw is a little inconsistent, and Crazed Alchemist. It's kind of a subpar 2, and I already have enough 2s that I can be a little picky about it. Sunwalker just goes and goes. Ogre. It's ogre time. It's ogre, everyone. It's ogre. Arcane Shot. I do like Arcane Shot. Having at least one in the deck is nice for removal, but when paired against with ogre, it's one of the best 6s. Ghoul is not a bad pick in this deck with 2 Unleash the Hounds. Oh, Baron Cat, I probably wouldn't want to play at the same time. What if it's Earthen Ring or Gnomish Inventor? I don't think I want another Gnomish Inventor. Picking Flesh Eating is not always a turn I want to play on 3. I do already have a decent amount of 3s, so I don't have to rely on it. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 that I would happily play on 3, and then a couple that are more situational cards. I think I do Flesh Eating Ghoul. I have enough potential in this deck to make it pretty good. Yeah. Bloodsail Corsairs doesn't do enough. I think it's Sunfury Protectors. It might be able to be useful with a Taunt and a Sea Giant or something, Ogre or something later, maybe. Yeah, that's the choice. Flare. I'm not going to be facing a whole lot of Miracle Rogues, so I'm not too worried about that. Or a lot of Freeze Mages. So destroying those secrets doesn't matter quite as much. I'll take another 2. Okay, so in this case, certainly Wolf and Boar are just too weak. I already have plenty of Wolves, and another 4-drop that I don't have that many of, and Silence can be useful. I think this is clear. Even though those 2 were beasts, OMG. Houndmaster I will pick as well. I have, that's not too great, but I have some beasts. This is basically a removal spell, and I have plenty of 3s. I already have, as I said, 2 Timberwolves. I don't need to just go crazy with them. I will crap my deck up if I have too many of those that are going to be, I'm just going to be sitting on for most of the game. Houndmaster, and it might be able to buff one of the things I have. Alright, I think it is Violet Teacher as well, just to kind of round out my deck a little bit, even though I don't have that many spells. Let's review. 1, 2, 3. 3 spells. But even then, a 3/5 for 4 is not bad. It's better than these, and I think I do have enough 2s. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's probably enough, especially if I have a Worgen Infiltrator. Well, Timberwolves don't really count. I don't want to play them on 1. But take that. And I will get a Ogre Magi here. It is at least serviceable as a 4. Not great. I don't have any spells to utilize with it. But no, Novice I'm really not a fan of. It's not a card I want to play on 2. It just doesn't do anything. It's kind of like passing the turn. And Dalaran is really bad to his stats. Boy, another Ooze. I think I will do another Ooze. That'll bring me up to 6 2s. And Oozes... And 3 Oozes. Only question is if I get a Vulture at this point. I probably will get 1 Vulture, but I have 2 picks after this, so... Yeah, it's better than Worgen Infiltrator, I think. I think 1 Worgen is probably just fine. Alright. Oh boy. Another Ogre or a Stormwind Champion? That is a tough call, actually. Only because... Well, it's 2 Unleash the Hounds. Help finish off the game if I have a lot of board. And I could potentially play Stormwind as well as Unleash the Hounds on turn 10, blah blah blah. Is that better than an Ooze? I mean, an Ogre? Ooh, that's tough. Ogre's just solid, but I do have another random solid. I think I'm getting Champion. I'm not even going to talk about tracking. These aren't good. I don't have anything that's going to heal. Do I get Flare? I think I might get Flare just because it cycles. I'd rather have something that just cycles and thins my deck out a little bit. Maybe can kill some secrets. There are some secrets in Arena. Versus Young Priestess, which is just not very good. I already have two 1 HP 1-drops that I don't want to play on turn 1. If I'm playing a Mage or a Rogue, 2 of the most popular decks in Arena, it's really just going to be dead in my hand. So I think it is Flare, unhappily. That's okay. Alright, well, reviewing this deck. I actually like this deck, I think. He says hesitantly. 2 Timberwolves and 2 Unleash the Hounds. It's a shame I didn't have any Vulture synergy here, so really, Timberwolves are only going to be used for Unleash the Hounds, which means that's probably going to sit in my hand for a lot of the game. But ignoring those things, having a 1 Worgen, having a decent amount of all solid 2-drops I'd be happy to play on turn 2. My turn 3 is also strong with the Bow, Animal Companion, have Harvest Golem, Raging. Could play Flesh Eating for combos later. Could play Acolyte of Pain, but it kind of depends on the situation for playing that. I got a Yeti. I have Houndmaster, which I guess I don't have that much beast synergy in this deck. Frostwolf that can be played with good minions. Sea Giant, Stormwind Champion. Baron Garden clears all minions, so kind of anti-synergy there, but it might be useful to have a little bit of that flexibility, I suppose. I'm glad that I picked that Frostwolf because I don't have any other 5s in this deck. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think I do have a lot of combo potential. I'll have to think about that with, you know, Flesh Eating combined with Unleash. I already talked about some that I can get maybe an early Sea Giant out or something too. So, well, yeah, we shall see what we shall see. I'm not even going to make a prediction because I'm really bad at them. But we will pick it up next time. I've been MrShine, and I'll see you guys later.